Hello friends, welcome back to Python programming. So in this lesson, we're going to look at loops. So generally, what are loops used for? So loops are used to create a repetition of a set of instruction in a given program. What I mean is, like, if you want to repeat some action, then you use a loop to repeat that condition, like that set of instruction. So in Python, we have two many ways of writing. Like we have two main loops, which is the for loop and the while loop. So the for loop the for loop is used to repeat a set of instruction in a given number of times. So for a for loop, you already know the number of times the program will be executed. And generally, this is the syntax of the for loop. While we have for, so this one we call it the iterating value, like the value which will help us to be moving through our loop. And then in range, so you have a range of values. So let's say we have values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we want to, if we have a set of these values like that, so let's call this set to be n. So here we know the number of times we're going to, or the number of times we can print maybe the values of set n. So in this case, what I meant by iterating variable is that this variable will take the first value, then print it here. So it tells the computer the position where you are. It's like it will take the first value, so the first iterating to be e is equals to 1. Then when it finishes the instructions here, so let's maybe put the instruction here to be print e. So it will get the first value, which is 1, print it out. Then after printing it out, it will come back. It will change the value from e is equals to 1. It will initialize the e to 2. Then it will do the same thing. It will print out. Then it will again come back. E equals to 3. When it does that, again, it does repeat the same actions. So it's a loop, which is finite, which we know the number of times it is going to do the repetition. So here we have an initial value. In our case, there when we have 10 values, while we want to start from 1, our initial value will be 1. And then the last value, so this loop is supposed to wait n plus 1 times. N plus 1 times, meaning that in this case, if I want to print 1, 2, 3, 4 until 10, meaning here I have to put 11, which is n is 10 plus 1. So the syntax again is for e in range 1, the initial value, then n plus 1 times, that's the final value. And then you put the set of instruction in a block format. Well, now let's look at a while loop. A while loop is also used for repeating a set of instruction, but in this case, of course, it has two ways. You can have a known number of times, or you have a given number of times, you know it. So the number of times the repetition will happen, you may not know it or know it. So the syntax is all the same. So here you have a condition statement in the first place. So while condition statement, and then here we have the full colon, and then here a block of instruction. So in this case, we saw that here in a for loop, we have an iterating value. Similarly, in a while loop, we usually have an iterating value. So that iterating value helps us to make this loop a finite loop. What I mean by finite loop is that it has to finish, not going on forever. So how do we make this loop end? So we are going to have an incrementing value. So the iterating value, so we initialize it from outside. We'll have maybe it's 1. So when we come here, people want to print 1 up to 10. So the condition here, let us replace it. So we can say e is greater than, or e is less than 11. So it will come here is while e is less than 11. So what it will do is e is 1 at the first place. E is less than 11, true. Then it will it will execute this part of code. Then it will say e plus 1. So the e is 1 in this case, the first place, plus 1 meaning 2. It will not go outside the loop, not until it finishes. So what it will do, come back here, then it will say 2. So the e is 2 less than 11, true. Then it will do again. So here maybe we can put the line for printing. So meaning that it will print in the first place, it just printed out. It printed out, it gave us, let me write it here. So the first time it will run, it will print 1. And then the second time we said it 2. 2 is true. And then it will come back here. So 2, so we say 2 plus 1, meaning e has become 3. So 3. Voila. So it will do the same 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. It will become 10. So 10 is less than 11. True. And then now, after leaving from 10, it will come 11. Is 11 less than 11? False. So it will break the loop. So the loop now, it will move out of this loop. It will not continue with the repetition. So that's how we create a loop, a while loop. All right. So we have also an infinite loop. An infinite loop, it will happen, it will continue doing the same process or executing the code inside the loop, which is the block, infinity times. So it will not stop. So of course, at first they are very dangerous because they can finish your memory. So of course we should avoid using infinite loops anyhow, but they can also be useful. Imagine in a case where like we have a welcoming dashboard. So a welcoming dashboard, maybe it will be displaying a welcoming message in a shop. The entire day it will be doing that, or maybe I can say entire lifetime, like its lifetime. So let's say it has stayed for 10 years, meaning whenever you turn on the current, it will continuously do welcome people, welcome. So that's how important the infinite loop is. So loops are very essential. We use them very frequently, and they help us to simplify tasks. For example, like I said, printing numbers. So you can print numbers from 1 to, let's say, 1000. So generally you can write print 1, then print 2. You see here I'm slow. So what it will do itself, if you have set like that, you just change the condition here. So maybe here I can put 1001, then it will continuously until it reaches the 1000 time, like that. That's when it will stop. It will do it as quick as possible, unlike how we can do it by writing code which is one by one. So that is it with loops. Thank you so much for joining me. See you in the next lesson.